Joining me now is UFC featherweight, ranked featherweight, number 9, Arnold Allen. Taking some time out of his training regimen up at TriStar, right? You're up in Montreal during this time.
Yeah, I'm in Montreal. Not TriStar though. The gyms are closed, so we're making do.
Yeah, for sure, man. So did you spend most of, I feel like we haven't heard from you since January, since your last fight. So
Yeah.
have you spent most of your time up in Montreal? Like, were you back home? Kind of walk me through where you've been training throughout this off time for you.
Yeah, I was back in England for a little bit as well. So, but yeah, I probably spent most of the time here since things have been sort of locked down, and just sort of a little bit harder now. But now it's getting a bit cold. But we were training outside, sort of meeting in parks and sort of doing all sorts. But yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. And you talk about TriStar being closed. Has it been closed since the pandemic outbreak, or has it been like one of those situations where, it's open and then the restrictions come? So
Yeah, it was open for a little bit, not too long, but then yeah, so sort of the numbers went up again and things shut again.
it goes, oh, did I disappear for a second there or no?
Yeah, it just started for a
Okay.
second.
I don't know what happened there. We'll edit that out, but certainly a tough year for you, right? So you were scheduled to fight Josh Emmett in January. You ended up getting Nick Lentz instead. And then
Yeah,
all the way in November, you get booked against for a fight against Jeremy Stevens. That doesn't come together. So can you put into words for me how frustrating this year has been? Because my understanding is you've been healthy, ready to fight, right?
yeah, pretty much, pretty much ready to go. The only issue was at first when everything shut down, because I was initially before everything shut down, I was trying to fight in June, because I fought January. I was like, right, I take a little break, go back, get ready to fight. Then obviously everything shut down, but then I didn't get to train really for like I think it was about 8 weeks. I didn't step foot in a gym or train or anything. So yeah, then that's when they started doing the fight island and all that, and yeah, we were making plans to sort of work around it and be able to train. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you had the Stevens matchup, and that fell through. How much did that take the wind out of your sails? Because I think, judging from your social media, you've been kind of looking for that ranked marquee matchup, that name, and you've accepted some opponents, but it's never come to fruition. So was that a
Yeah.
tough one for you to swallow, just because of who the opponent was?
Yeah, it really sucked. It's something like for me, that was like a breakout fight. I thought Gilbert Melendez would be that, but it didn't really put me on the radar too much. But like, Stevens is much more relevant right now. He's one of the most dangerous guys in the division. Everyone knows he's been knocking people out for years. So he's fought everyone. He's fought who's who of lightweight and featherweight, and all the guys that have beat him. They're all now top 5 guys. They're all contenders, and obviously I want to put my name there. But yeah, unfortunately, he got injured.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And was there any talk about you taking a replacement? I feel like you're in a tough position, right? Because you've beaten so many guys and you're looking for that big fight. So was there talk about you fighting somebody, on short notice on a few days, or were you just trying to, kind of hold off and try to get one of these big names next, take fights that make sense for you?
Yeah, a bit of both. Like, I do want to fight, and obviously I need to take fights that make sense. I've put myself in a position where I feel I kind of, there's 2 times, or twice this year I was supposed to fight top 10 guys, and they both pulled out. But yeah, like more than anything, I want to take the right fights and the fight that makes sense. But I do want to fight too. I don't want to fight once a year every year. But yeah, there was talk of it, but like the only thing, there was like a couple options, and the thing is they were complete opposite to what we'd prepared for 10 weeks for, and it's at the last minute it's a big risk.
Yeah. And so what do you think the issue, like, what do you attribute this problem of finding fights to? Do you just think it's where you're at in your career, where you're kind of, a lot of guys view you as a high risk, low reward type of matchup, or is it just a timing thing? Like, well, why can't the right opportunities present themselves?
Yeah, I feel probably that the high risk, low reward thing. I'm not the biggest name. I'm not there yet. I need to beat these staple guys to put my name out there. But at the same time, these sort of guys like Stevens, in his head, I get it. Like, he's sort of thinking he's towards the end of his career, sort of thing. Why does he need to fight the young up and comer? And where does that put him if I beat him?
Yeah, and from your perspective, I guess where do you go from here? Like, do you just have to fight at some point? Are you still just going to stick to your guns and wait for that bigger matchup, or what's kind of the roadmap for Arnold Allen coming into the new year here?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that's annoying, like fight after fight, obviously I have a 7 fight win streak now in the UFC in the featherweight division. Everyone's always like, "Oh, you need to fight someone ranked. You need to fight someone ranked." Like, even if I have a great performance, go out there, why is he not fighting someone ranked? Why is he not fighting someone ranked? So I guess I need to fight someone ranked.
Yeah, and I got a kick out of your Instagram post the other day when you said big fights coming in 2021, and you had a picture of your Emmett fight that fell out the poster and the one of Steven. So I appreciate the sense of humor you have. But when you look at those rankings, I mean, are those two guys still on your radar? I know somebody had mentioned that you maybe are interested in Edson Barboza.
Yeah.
Are there any names that come to mind, like of guys that you're hoping to get next?
Yeah, so them fights make sense. Like, I've done a camp for both of those guys, and they both obviously fell through. One thing Emmett said after we were supposed to fight, I won, and I said like, that fight makes sense. Like, why don't we reschedule that? And he sort of mentioned how he wasn't interested in the matchup, and obviously Stevens fell out, and then I haven't heard anything since. So I don't think he's too interested in rescheduling, unless he's still injured. I'm not sure, but yeah.
And then time frame wise, I'm assuming again, like, you can't be too picky about when you fight. So if the UFC comes to you tomorrow and they say, hey, we want you to, fight at Fight Island or in January, or we want you to fight in, back in Vegas in February, is there a time frame you prefer to step back in there?
Yeah, like initially, that was why I asked for the Edson Barboza fight initially, was because he said he wanted to fight November, December. He was trying to get out of his contract, I think, or like his last fight is out. So I just I saw he tweeted that, and that was actually when my fight fell through. I was like, well, that's perfect because I need a high profile guy, a ranked opponent. And to be fair, he's bigger than a ranking anyway with his name. So that fight, I was like, oh, that would make sense. But yeah. But yeah, January, I'd like to get, 2021, I've got to get busy. I can't be waiting around all year, fighting once a year. So I've definitely got to get busy.
For sure, man. Well, I really appreciate your time today. I just wanted to make sure to check in on you because I know you're sitting in, every time I look at the rankings, you're top 10 and we haven't heard from you for a while. So good luck with everything, man. I hope we see you back in there. I hope you get one of those matchups and be well up there in Montreal.
Thank you so much, mate.